want to
Okay,
keep
call
her
this-
lifted up in our prayers.
Well-
Now, when I call your name, they're going to come and give you an envelope. All right, in AME Church, it's not often you get an envelope with something in it. All right? All right, here we go. Othel Adams, Monica Aiken, Rodney Barnes, Michael Anthony Bethea, Priscilla Boswell, Marie Braxton, give that to Elder Braxton, Ronald E. Braxton, James Carey, Marcia J. Clinkscale, Diane Coles, Hetty Drummond, Beatrice Edwards, Linda Ellen Muzon, Vondelier Fields, Aquila R. Fordham, Alan Gould Sr., Rena Griffin, James Harrell, Lorraine H. Harvey, Louis Charles Harvey, Harold Hayes, Kelly V. Hayes, Suzette Haynes, Louis Y. Hicks, Patrick Hipkins, Jacqueline Hollingsworth, Evelyn Horn, Leroy Jackson, Edna Jenkins, James Anthony Josie, Joan A. King, Emma J. Lecce, Milwina Locklear, Benny Lolly, George A. Manning, Renee Marshall, Robbie Morton, Mary C. Newton, Diana Parker, Dolores A. Prioleu. Did I pronounce that right? Prelo. All right. Lois Ray Pogue. All right. Eugene Radcliffe, Roger Hall Reed, Forrestine Robinson, Carol Rogers, Larry C. Rogers, Jerome Singletary, Donald Smedley, Abraham Smith, Info Kalechi Sumis, Michael Thomas, Lee P. Washington, Curtis Leon White, Rita Williams, Romaine Williams, Kenneth Young, Adrian Young Sr. All right. Which one is yours? Reverend James Carey. Give it to Pastor Campbell. Lois.
For the people not here, they can see Dr. Bryce.
Those who are not here, see Dr. Vanetta Bryce. Those who are not here, see Dr. Vanetta Bryce. All right. All right, supernumerary.
Supernumerary. Derek M. Brown. Excused. Do you have an excused? Aisha Johnson. Yolandra Johnson. Angela Barksdale Martin. Angela Barksdale Martin. Rochelle Toyer. That's the end of this.
All right. Thank you so much. Local elders.
Robert Ambush. Memorial.
You said who passed away?
Robert Ambush.
All right. Robert
Ambush. Do you see it?
All
sir?
right.
It should be at the top of,
referred to Committee on Memorials. Next.
Shirley Anderson. Oberia Butler. Pardon me? Present. Meredith Hudson.
All right, move to North Carolina. Delete from the roll.
Denise Parker Lawrence. Yvonne McDougall Hall.
All right, excuse.
Evelyn Speed. That's the end of the local elders, sir.
Any local elder's name wasn't called. All right, local deacons.
James Aiken. Stephen Bailey. Carl Barbour. Mildred Barnes.
Excuse.
Veronica Battle. Mildred Belletti.
Retired from where? No, I mean, I don't mean, what I mean is locals don't retire, so she's just absent, all right? All right, and continue on.
Doris Booz Johnson. Deborah Boston. Philip Bowie. Rochelle Brackett. Gloria Bradley. Robert Burnett.
Robert Burnett. Where is he?
Ebenezer Hagerson.
All right, excuse.
Beverly Calloway. Patricia Calloway.
All right.
Alois Cartwright. Gloria Chandler.
You 3 up on Dr. Lamar.
Kay Coates. Avis Corbin. Yvonne Davis. Patricia Dean. Michelle Duncan McDuffie. Tiska Dutch Malik.
What church does she belong to? What do you mean retire? Do you see him at church? Okay, all right. I mean, he's just, okay, absent. Go next.
Thomas Ellis. Deborah Jo Ferguson. Anita Ford.
All right, next.
Dorothy Fordham.
Dorothy Fordham. All right, excuse.
Charles D. Fowler. Okay.
Charles D. Fowler.
He's on Miss Assembly's list.
He's where?
On Miss Assembly, the list that Miss Assembly sent. Or excused.
All right. All right, next.
Shirley Gravely Curry. Barbara Green.
Barbara Green. Who's a pastor? She's where? Absent. All right, next.
Cardell Harrod.
Cardell Harrod, what church he belong to? Where is he? She's absent. All right, next.
Jamie Harvey, Bruce Herbert, Demetrius Highsmith, Mary E. Hill, Aaron Hudnell Jr., Gertie Hurley, Nyla Jaya, Deborah Jefferson, Peggy Jackson Job, Maggie E. Johnson, Joseph Henderson Johnson. Joseph Henderson Johnson.
Absent.
Pauline Johnson, Tamika Jones Johnson.
Absent.
Aisha Karima, Karamaya.
Excuse.
Charles Kelly. Doris Kitchings. Nancy Lee.
All right.
Michael Long.
Delete his name.
Peggy Long.
All right, delete.
Lois Marie Martin. Bobby Watson McCoy. Is that a here? Tanya McGuire.
Excuse.
Jeanette McIntyre.
Jeanette McIntyre, what church? Jeanette McIntyre. Next.
Monica Montgomery. She's no longer,
Delete.
delete, okay. Marguerite Morris.
Delete.
Aaron Myers. Present, okay, I'm sorry. Katrina Norfleet. Linda Ogundipe. Is she present? Okay, I'm sorry. Shirley Parker. Andre Maurice Parson. LaDorothy Pittman.
LaDorothy Pittman. What church she belong to? Huh? Does she come? Huh? All right, excuse.
Justin Price. Joyce Pugh. Verna Queen. Carol Roach.
Excuse. Next.
Sharon Ross. Bobby Richardson. Carolyn Scales.
All right.
Vivian Smith. Yvonne Smith. Terrence Starks. Jeffrey Tate Sr. Benonia Thomas. John Thomas.
All right.
Donald Tuck. Demetria Vieri. Barbara Young. Byron Warner. Diane Whitby. Diane Whitby.
All right, delete.
Catherine Willett. Kenneth William. Daryl Williams. Sandra Williams. William Wilson.
Now, what happened to Catherine Willett? All right, and Darrell Williams? All right. Any local deacon name not called? All right, Licentiates.
Okay. Linnell Barber. Kimyada Black. Mark Christmas Blair. Derek Bostic.
All right.
Daniel Bradford. Oh, did he say present?
He's here. All right.
Daniel Bradford, present, right? Okay. Brandon Carlton Cox. Michael DeLoach. James Dixon. Carmen Cecilia Ford. Dante Foote. Deshi Frazier. Patrick Fruge. I'm sorry, I pronounced it wrong, I know. Craig Gross. Christina Haynes. Kayla Freeman Holiday. Kayla Freeman Holiday.
All right, now let me say this. How did she transfer?
Yes.
Now let me say this, if you are a local, whenever you ordained a local, what is she? I can't please stand? How did her name get on the local list?
No, she's on the licentiate list. We're on the licentiate, sir. I'm sorry.
All right. All right, move right along.
Okay. Craig Hyman Sr., Avery Johnson, Shawnetta Jones, Quentin Lacewell, Brodell McNeil.
Hold it, Quentin Lacewell?
Yes.
Is he here?
He is here.
All right.
Brodell McNeil, Ralph Miller, Tia Muse, Cleveland Nelson, Keisha Nelson, John Gianni Palmer, John Gianni. So
What happened? All right, delete.
Delete? Okay. Daniel Pollard. Did I call him already?
What did you say?
Daniel Pollard. He's ill.
All right, excused.
Right.
He's an itinerant as well?
Yes.
All right, next.
Raynell Saxon Gilmore. Present. I'm sorry. And I do know you. Richard Darnell Sebron. Oh, Daryl. Okay, please come see the secretary's table after this session. Rosalind Teresa Selman. Rodney Taylor.
Excused.
Yumika Patrice Thompson. Rita Williams Young.
Rita Williams Young. What church she belong to? Rita Williams Young.
New Hope.
New
We have
Hope
her list.
where? Is the pastor here? All right, she just lost hope.
So we mark her absent?
Yes.
Okay.
No, but she has to belong to somebody's church.
No, he said
All right. Now, this is the second year that she's been absent. So delete from the roll.
Bishop, on your roll, I don't have the district and conference officers, but I do have it on my roll, so I'd like to call them next.
Yes, please call them.
Mrs. Christy Davis Jackson, Esquire, Supervisor.
Refer to the Committee on Memorials.
Celeria Moore. Annette Dockery. Annette Dockery?
She's in the North Carolina.
She's in North Carolina.
Episcopal
Trayvon
District.
Ricks. Right, yes. Penny Oliver.
That's
Reverend,
Episcopal.
she's here though, Penny Oliver. She just said here, didn't she? I saw her. Reverend Danielle Hipkins. Renee Brooks.
All right.
Anita Waters. Paige Blake. Glenn White. Reverend Hermina Whitlock. Nicole Robertson. That's the end of the roll, sir.
These are widows and widowers. They usually just call them, look them down, take time, and then
Woo, record time.
All right. And Reverend Campbell. Itinerant deacons. If you are an itinerant deacon and your name was not called on this roll, no, let me say it again. If you're an itinerant deacon and your name was not called, then you need to stand. No, but because if your name was not called, then that means you are a transfer, and you have your transfer? Bring it down. Reverend Jeffrey Ricketts, itinerant deacon, transferred from the Northwest Texas Annual Conference to the Washington Conference, February of 2025. All right, brother, welcome to the Washington Conference, and give it to the secretarial staff. Add his name to the roll, okay? When I call the following names, if you're here, will you please stand? Mrs. Beverly Benton. If you're here, please stand. Mrs. Juanita Booth. Mrs. Cynthia Douglas. Mrs. Margaret Harper. Mr. Charles Moore. Mrs. Doris Porter. Doris Porter here. Come down. Mrs. Juanita Smith. Mrs. Monty Taylor. All right. All right. None of the others are here. All right. All right, we'll give these back to Dr. Bryce. These are our widows and widowers. All right, all of the delegates from the local churches on the Potomac District, will you please stand? Delegates from local churches on the Potomac District, will you please stand? Presiding Elder Weaver, you certify that these are the duly elected delegates from the churches on the Potomac District to this 75th session of the Washington Conference?
As far as I can tell, Bishop, yes.
All right, I do hereby certify that you are the duly elected delegates from the churches on the Potomac District to this session of the Washington Annual Conference. You have the right to participate in all of the discussion and to vote on any issue which comes before this session of the Washington Conference. I want to thank you for taking the time and making the sacrifice to come and be with us during the session of the annual conference. Thank you so very much. You may be seated. All of the delegates from the local churches on the Capital District, will you please stand? Presiding Elder Assembly, do you certify that these are the duly elected delegates from the churches on the Capital District to the Washington Annual Conference?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I certify.
I do hereby certify that you are the duly elected delegates from the churches on the Capital District to this session of the Washington Annual Conference. You have the right to participate in all of the discussions and to vote on any issue which comes before this session of the Washington Annual Conference. Again, let me thank you for the sacrifice you make and for coming to be with us and participate in the affairs of the Washington Annual Conference. Thank you so much. You may be seated. All right, Presiding Elders, are you ready with the organization of the conference?
Yes, sir.
All right.
To Bishop Reginald T. Jackson and the entire composition of this historic 75th session of the Washington Annual Conference, we submit to you the following. Conference Administrative Staff, Secretary, Reverend Regina Clay, Assistant Secretary, Reverend Dr. Ayana Newton, Statistician, Reverend Dr. Itoya Goggins, Assistant Statistician, Reverend Jonathan Davis, Conference Finance Committee, Chairperson.
Let me do the, you heard the recommendations for the secretarial staff. What is the pleasure of the conference? All right, probably moving second that the secretarial staff be approved. You heard the motion. Are you ready for the question? All in favor will say aye. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Our secretarial staff has been put in place. Next.
We recommend the following persons for the Conference Finance Committee. Chairperson, Reverend Dr. Granger Browning. Treasurer, Reverend Dr. Vanetta Rice. Finance members, Reverend Matthew Watley, Reverend Dr. Mark E. Whitlock, Jr., Reverend William H. Lamar IV, Reverend Dr. Diedrich O. Rivers, Reverend Tony Lee, Reverend Aaron Tinch, Reverend Dr. Michael Bell Sr., Reverend Dr. Darrell Kearney, Reverend Dr. Anna E. Mosby, Sister Denise Lomax, Brother Melvin Clay, Sister Glenn White, Sister Shanae Saunders, Sister Peggy Edwards.
All right. There is a young adult on here.
Shanae Saunders, yes, sir.
All right. You've heard the recommendation for the Conference Finance Committee. What is the pleasure of the conference? All right, probably moving second that the Conference Finance Committee be approved. All in favor will say aye. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Next.
Conference support staff, Marshall, Reverend James Turner Jr., Reverend Sylvester Robinson.
All right. You've heard the motion for the conference support staff. What is the pleasure of the conference? All right. All in favor say aye. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Conference trustees.
Reverend William H. Lamar IV, Reverend Charles T. Simley, Reverend Dr. Jonathan Weaver, Reverend Granger Browning, Reverend Matthew Watley, Reverend C. Michelle Langston, Reverend Diedrich O. Rivers, Reverend Danielle Hipkins. We wish to add the name of Reverend Mark E. Whitlock, Sister Celeria Moore, and Sister Glenn White, Sister Shanae Saunders.
All right, you've heard the motion for the conference trustees. Who is the conference RAYAC president?
Danielle Hempkins.
Now,
Call
you're
her
the
name.
you're Episcopal District, correct? Who's the conference? All right, give us your name. Nicole Roberson, add her name. All right. The conference lay presidents on here. Is the conference lay president listed?
Yes, Sister Glenn White.
All right. All right. Is there a motion for the conference trustees? All right. Are you ready for the question? All in favor say aye. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Judiciary Committee.
Recommendations are the following. Presiding Elder Reverend Charles Tyrone Simley, clergy members Reverend Dr. Mark Whitlock Jr., Reverend Dr. Anna Mosby, Reverend Dr. Diane Johnson, and Reverend Matthew Watley.
All right. Is there a motion? Is there a second? All in favor say aye. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. The Budget Committee.
Following recommendations, Reverend Dr. Victoria Goggins, Reverend Dedrick Rivers, and Sister Felicia Scott.
All right, let's go ahead and do the red board while we're at it.
Trustee members are the following recommendations. Reverend Dr. Gerald Folsom, Reverend Dr. Mark Whitlock Jr., Reverend Dr. Jonathan Weaver, Sister Glenn White.
All right, is there a motion? Is there a second? All in favor say aye. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Next.
Seminary Education Fund recommendations, Reverend Dr. Carrington Carter.
All right, is there a motion? All in favor, is there a second? All in favor say aye. Ayes have it. Motion is carried.
Clergy Care Assistance Program recommendations are Reverend Dr. Anita Gould, Reverend Jonathan Davis.
All right, let's go clergy recruitment.
Clergy recruitment recommendation is Reverend Tish Coakley and Reverend James Turner Jr.
All right, disaster readiness.
Disaster readiness recommendations, Reverend Joe Perry and Reverend Jonathan Davis.
All right, second district CDC.
Recommendations of Reverend Loxley O'Connor, Brother Walter Morris, Reverend Dr. Jonathan Weaver.
All right, and for the second district board of trustee recommendations. Well, now,
Reverend
hold
Dr.
that. Now we have trustees from each conference, which makes up this board of trustees for the second district. All right, go ahead, give us the names.
Recommendations for the Washington Conference, Reverend Dr. Marky Whitlock Jr., Reverend Dr. Dedrick Rivers, Reverend Rowena White, Reverend Dr. Felicia Williams, and Reverend Johnny Branch.
All right, you've heard the recommendations for all of these. Is there a motion? Is there a second? All in favor will say aye. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. Is there anything else for the organization? All right. What do y'all recommend for the boundaries of the conference?
Well, Bishop, we're recommending the first 10 rows across the section of this sanctuary. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. First 10 rows across. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows.
Let me ask you this. If all the ministers come, would that be enough room?
We can expand it to 15, the first 15 rows across.
All right, let's say the first 15.
Yes, sir.
All right, is there any objection? All right, with there being no objection, that will constitute the boundaries of the conference. All of the delegate ministers and delegates from the local churches must sit within the first 15 rows across the sanctuary. If you're sitting outside of those first 15 rows, you are out of the bounds of the conference. All right, with no objection, that is the bounds of the conference. Is there anything else to come before us? My brothers and sisters, I do hereby declare that the 75th session of the Washington Annual Conference is now in session. Thank you so much. All right, let us have the report for the Board of Examiners. I did. I'm glad you kind of forgot to say. My brothers and sisters, let me also make these appointments. The following persons are appointed to the Ministerial Efficiency Committee of the Washington Conference: the Reverend Michael Bell, Matthew Watley, Granger Browning, Michelle Langston, Anna Mosby, and Mark Whitlock. They are constituting the Ministerial Efficiency Committee. After I finish this first part, I'm gonna recommend her to the Minister of Efficiency, and then you bring it back to excellent. All right, my brothers and sisters, let us have the report of the Board of Examiners.
Thank you, Bishop. And to the 75th session of the Washington Annual Conference of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, Bishop, we present the following persons requesting admission to the Washington Conference on trial. And Bishop, would you like name and age? What would you like for us to read, Bishop?
Let us just go with the names.
Thank you, sir.
Since I have a copy.
You have the copy. Candace Bello, First AME Gaithersburg. Pansy Codling Maxwell, Allen Chapel. Letitia Cooper, Dickerson. Jordan DeVoe, Kingdom Fellowship. Brittany Michelle Hallman, St. Paul Dickerson. Amber Johnson, Wayman Memorial. Kwame Jermont Phillips, Reed Temple. Gabriella Romero Howard, Dickerson. And Trakey Taylor, Dickerson.
All right, sisters, my brothers. Well, we got one. All right. Do you believe the Lord has called you to be one of his ministers? All right. Each of you all involved in your local churches? Do you all know what it means to be admitted on trial? Y'all sure? Okay, well, let me just make sure you're sure, all right? When you are admitted on trial, ministry in the African Methodist Episcopal Church is not easy. When you are admitted on trial, that means you have 2 years to look at us, see whether or not you believe you can fit in and serve in this denomination with its structure, with its discipline, with its doctrine. It gives you 2 years to look us over. Might be during them 2 years you say, this doesn't work for me. I don't believe that. And you have within you your decision to walk away. But it also gives us 2 years to look at you, to determine whether or not you fit in, to be an effective servant of God and his church. So for 2 years, y'all look us over. 2 years, we look you over. And after 2 years, we'll see what come out of it. All right, I wish you all the best. And I want to emphasize, there are some communions, some denominations, some faith orders, they believe that ministers are recruited. We believe we are called to ministry. As the preacher said with Jeremiah, before you were conceived in your mother's womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I put my word in your mouth. So each of you believe you have been called to ministry. All right, what is the recommendation of the board?
Bishop,
Yes. Bishop, I move that this class of admissions be admitted on trial to the Washington Annual Conference. This has been an awesome class of admissions.
All right. You heard the recommendation. You've heard the recommendation of the board. What is the pleasure of the body? Who makes the motion?
I second the motion, Bishop.
You make the motion? Okay, all right. All in favor say aye. Ayes have it, motion is carried. God bless you, my sister. Wish you all God's best. Wish you all God's best. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. My brother, keep the faith. God bless you. God bless you. All right, next.
Thank you, Bishop. The Washington Annual Conference Board of Examiners presents the following candidates for the first year class of studies. Kim Yada Black, Community of Hope. Michael DeLoach, Reed Temple. Patrick Frugier, Kingdom Fellowship. Christina Haynes, Reed Temple. Craig A. Hyman Sr., Reed Temple. Sharnetta Jones, Kingdom Fellowship. Brodell McNeil Jr., Reed Temple. Linnell C., Kingdom Fellowship.
All right. You have finished 1 year. How was it? I see. You had a rough first year. How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir.
All right. All right. Do your pastors spend time with you, helping you as you prepare to go through? Okay. And I want to emphasize, I really want to emphasize, it is critically important that your pastors assist you in this process. One of the things that will anger me if your pastors do not help you through this journey. There are a lot of pitfalls. I consider myself wonderfully blessed because I had a pastor, Rudolph Wesley Coleman, my father in the ministry. He did a marvelous job with me. I wouldn't be where I am today if it was not for the guidance he gave me through ministry. In fact, it was he who recommended when I went to seminary in Atlanta that I go to Flipper Temple Church, where I met the Reverend Dr. Julius Caesar Williams. He was like a second father to me. And much of what I learned about pastoring, I learned from him. So I really hope your pastors will work with you. When I pastored St. Matthew, I made a principle. I would not let anybody out of St. Matthew Church that I wouldn't want to be my pastor. The first guardrail for this church, for those coming into ministry, must be the local church. So I hope your pastors will work with you. You finish 1 year, I'm praying for you for the next year. Now, before I retire, I want to be able to ordain y'all. The class on admissions just went through, and y'all, I want to ordain y'all before I retire. That means you can't be on the 6-year program. All right? Y'all got a time limit. All right? I'll be able to ordain you. I wish you all the best. And if the bishop can do anything to help you, I want to do that. I asked Julius C. Williams, I said, Reverend Williams, after all you've done for me, how in the world do I repay you? And he said, do for some other ministers what I've done for you. So that's my way of paying him back, all right? So I wish you all the very best. All right, the recommendation from the board is that you be passed to the class on second-year studies unless there's any objection. I will consider this passed by common consent. Is there any objection? All right, God bless you, my sister. Continue your preparation. God bless you, my brother. All right, God bless you. God bless you. All right, take care of yourself. All right, all right. God bless you, my sister. Bless you, my brother. All the best. All right, you may be seated. Thank you. Go press your case. All right.
Bishop, the Washington Annual Conference Board of Examiners presents the following candidates of the third-year class of studies. Crystal S. Dozier, Falls Road. Paul R. Evans, Reed Temple. Clifton Jean Hoffler, Reed Temple. Rosharon Ingram, Community of Hope. Brian Andre Mitchell, Falls Road. Daniel Pollard, Community of Hope, not with us. And Jessica Cammie Walton, who we are preparing on behalf of the California Conference. She is on watch care here at Reed Temple.
All right. All right. All right. You are in the third-year class. Last year you got your first ordination, is that right? How's the year been? Any of y'all pastoring? All right. What you doing in your local church? All right. Y'all give them a microphone. It's a bad thing to be talking to yourself.
Bishop, I have two dual roles. I'm here at Reed Temple with the seniors of Reed Temple, or seasoned saints of Reed Temple. Let me correct myself, Bishop. Also, I serve on the nursing home ministry, been there about 18 years, Bishop. At War Memorial, I serve now, Bishop. I work with the pastor. I'm with the men's ministry. Also do weddings, funerals, anything else the pastor assigns me to do, Bishop.
All right.
I serve as a superintendent. How you doing, Bishop?
How you doing?
I serve as a superintendent, and I fill in any holes that's necessary.
You're the superintendent of the church school?
Yes, I am.
What church you with?
Community of Hope.
Okay. Y'all got a lot of people in the church school?
It's not a lot. It's growing, you know.
I say that church school is critically important.
Yes, sir.
And it's not just something for the kids. Okay. All right.
Good afternoon, Bishop. I'm over the men's ministry, technology ministry, and I'm the first gentleman, so whatever else my pastor assigns me to do, I do.
Who's your pastor?
The Reverend Dr. Marlene R. Mitchell, and our dean.
Reverend Mitchell, your pastor?
Yes, sir.
Whatever the pastor tells you to do?
Yes, sir.
Does he ask you to do a lot?
Yes, sir.
Are you praying for your pastor?
Every single day.
I'm not going to ask what you're asking the Lord, but. Okay. And Sister Walton, you come to us from the 5th District?
Correct.
Now, what do you like better, the West Coast or the East Coast?
I like the food here a lot better on the East Coast. I have to say, there's a lot more options.
I just figured you might decide I don't want to go back.
They keep trying to make me make that decision.
Okay. All right. What do you do at Berkeley?
Well, currently I'm at Reed Temple serving. I'm engaged with the Military Support Group Ministry. I do teach a weekly Bible study that's virtual. We have people from all across the country. My husband's in the Air Force. He's an active duty chaplain. And so we've kind of picked up some people along the way as we've traveled from base to base, and we continue the Bible study with them. And then I support his ministry as well.
I see. So you're working here at Reed Temple.
Yes.
What's the pastor's name here?
Pastor Mark Whitlock, Jr.
Is he working you very hard?
He's working up to it. Yes, we're working on it. He was my first pastor ever.
He was?
Yes, in California. So it's reuniting. It's great.
So you left him on the West Coast, come to the East Coast, and you still got him?
Still here.
The Lord does work in a mysterious way, doesn't he?
He does, yes.
All right. All right. First, let me say that I'm glad this first year has gone well. And you all are subject at any time to be given a pastoral appointment. And so it does behoove you to constantly do what you can to always be your best. Who was to say that Friday night your name won't be called? So it pays you to be ready. I got ordained a deacon in 1975. When the conference was over, I was going to my senior year at Delaware State. And unexpected to me, Bishop Hickman had Reverend Coleman, my pastor, to call me to tell me I was going to supply Graham Church in Greenwood, Delaware. And I was excited. Then several pastors told me, man, you're going to a rough church. They've had 7 pastors in 5 years. I said, what did I do to Bishop Hickman? But I went. And that's one of the best things ever happened to me. I found out the problem was not with the folk. In fact, the problem really wasn't with those pastors, but the previous pastor who had been there had retired from the military. And so a lot of times it's things we don't think about that make a big impact. In the military, you're used to giving people orders. That didn't work well with that congregation. And I was a country boy. I didn't have no better sense. But they were some of the best people I ever met in my life. I was a country boy, but they were more country than I was. They were. I went there and preached my first Sunday. And being in college, I was still living home. My mother came and beat hard on my bedroom door. It was about 5:15 in the morning. And I said, what happened? And she was not happy. Reggie, one of your members wants you. I said, okay. I took the phone. Sister Beulah Watson, my pastor steward. And the first thing she said to me, Reverend, you sleeping a little late this morning, aren't you? They were farmers. Now, 5:30 in the morning, them was, I don't trouble the Lord that early. But I just want you to be ready because we have a personnel shortage in this church. And so no telling when you will be called to serve. Make sure you stay on top of it. Read as much as you can. Many of our ministers don't read like we ought to. Reading is important. Read the Word. Read other books that pertain to ministry and your own development. It'll bless you along the way. So I wish you all well as you go from this third year to fourth year class. And again, now I am really going to be upset if I don't get ordained. Y'all going to be the slowest people in the world if you only got 1 year to go and I can't ordain you. All right? All right, God bless you. Wish you all the best. All right? God bless you. All right, my brother, God bless you. All right, God. Good work with the church school. God bless you. Ain't nothing like the East Coast. All right. Next.
Well, Bishop, we do need to read into the record for Daniel Pollard. We're recommending that due to medical reasons, he will come back to the third year course of study.
All right, we will take note of that.
All right.
For medical reasons, Daniel Pollard will remain in the third year and come back next year.
All right, that's good, Bishop.
Thank you.
Bishop, we now call the second year class.
All right.
Brandon Cox, Metropolitan. James Thomas Dixon, Reed Temple. Raynell Gilmore Saxon, Community of Hope. Greg Gross, Community of Hope. Quentin Lacewell Jr., Community of Hope. Tia Muse, Hemingway Memorial. Cleveland Nelson, Community of Hope. Keisha Nelson, Community of Hope. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Community of Hope.
A lot of hope up here. You are a very important class. You come now seeking your first ordination. Let me say to you what I say to every ordination class since I've been a bishop. And I hope you will never forget. You have no right to be ordained. There's nothing in the Bible, nothing in the discipline, no law in the land that says you have a right to be ordained. It's not something you are entitled to. Ordination is the gift of the church. It's not a right. It's a gift. And I earnestly pray that you will use well this gift that the church is giving you. It is a marvelous gift. But with every gift comes responsibility. That word responsibility means able to respond. And you have seen nothing yet until you start to pastor church. Some of you all are going to be shocked when you get your first appointment. You're going to be so happy, I got a church. And then you get there. I had no AME sense at all when I got out of seminary. No sense at all. I've tried to model my ministry, Episcopal ministry, after Bishop Hildebrand. no sense. I was getting ready to graduate from seminary, and I cannot believe how crazy I was with what I did. I said, Bishop Hildebrand, don't send me to New York. And he sent me to Jersey City, New Jersey, right next to New York City. And it was a rough city. But I was so excited. I had my first church. And I told the presiding elders, when I got my first church, I was mad with the presiding elders. All you had to do was tell me you were a presiding elder, and I was mad with you. Presiding Elder John Henry Johnson, New Jersey Conference, said, Reg, the bishop is sending you to a big church. Man, I was all excited. I got there, it was a big church. It was an old Presbyterian church. You could fit another church in the ceiling. That's how big it was. Before I got there, my predecessor called me and said, Reverend, I got the salary $75. I thought he meant it was a $75 increase. I went down and preached my first Sunday. They gave me $75. Me and my master's degree. And what really made it bad was my best friend is Bishop Fred Wright in the 4th District. He's Regina's godfather. I'm his son's godfather. First Sunday in August, I invited him to come preach for me. And when he got through preaching, I said, now we're going to take up a love offering for the preacher. There's something about these pastor stewards. My pastor steward, Sister Mabel Howard, put her little finger in the air, came to the side of the pulpit. Reverend, we don't take up love offerings here. I said, what do we do? We give them your salary. That's what she said. My predecessor had another job. So whenever it had a guest preacher, since he had another job, he gave them this. I didn't get no another job. And I said, well, Sister Howard, do this. Let's just take up a love offering this Sunday, and then we'll talk about it. Do you know how much they took up for Fred Wright? $125. Now, which one y'all think I gave him? No, I really did give him the $125. But I mean, it was hard. Oh, it was hard. But when you go to your first church, it's going to be amazing. You're going to discover a lot of stuff. Don't complain, but the fact is, you accept assets and liabilities. Whatever you find, that's where you start from. Trust God who called you. Love a congregation. You love them, they will love you back. So you're coming now to get your first ordination. Tomorrow night you're going to be asked questions. And so I'm going to tell you up front, one question I never ask the way it's in the discipline. And I want you to be honest with yourself. The question asks, will you go with a glad mind? Where those who have charge over you send you. 1977, when I got my elder's ordination, and Bishop Hildebrand asked me that, something struck me that I had to be honest. And so my response to him was, Bishop, I cannot promise you that I will go gladly where I'm sent, but I do promise you I'll go. You have no guarantee that you're going to be happy wherever you're sent. The larger question is, will you go and trust God and do the work? We have a personnel shortage in this church. We don't have ministry for some of the churches we have. And I'm struggling with what I see coming through ministry now. We don't want to make any sacrifice. We want everything to be convenient. You all are in the Washington Conference. I want you to know there's more to the AME Church than the Washington Conference. You are itinerant ministers. That word itinerant means go. And I hope you get, tonight before you get your first ordination, I hope you would give serious, serious thought to it. The burden, at least for me, with the bishop is, and we don't come out and say it, but I want to be bluntly honest with you. When you get ordained in this church, other than God himself, you're putting your life in the hands of that bishop. That's why the church ought to always be careful who we elect. We talk about godly judgment. I pray you never find out that some of the stuff we do is not godly. All right? But I'm going to promise you, I'm going to do my best for you. I want you to make a commitment you would do your best for God and his church. I really, really, our church needs it. A lot of our people are hurting, not because of what the world did. So I want you to pray with all your heart, with all of your heart. I've known this brother here almost all his life. So I'm honored to be able to ordain him. But I'm also praying for him, like I'm praying for you. So please give your best to God and his church and the people you called to serve. All right? All right, is there a motion?
Bishop, the Washington Annual Conference Board of Examiners recommends the following candidates be elected and ordained itinerant deacons in the African Methodist Episcopal Church and advance to the third year class of studies. Their names: Brandon Cox, James Thomas Dixon, Renell Gilmore Saxon, Greg Gross, Quentin Lacewell Jr., Tia Muse, Cleveland Nelson, Keisha Nelson.
All right, is there a second? Second, Bishop. All right. You've heard the motion. Are you ready for the question? All in favor will say aye. Aye. Ayes have it. Motion is carried. God bless you, my brother. I wish you all God's best. God bless you. All God's best. God bless you. All God's best. God bless you. All God's God bless you. All God's best. God be with you. God bless you. God bless you. All right. All right, next.
The Washington Annual Conference Board of Examiners presents the following candidates of the fourth year class of studies: Christopher Bonner, Metropolitan; Donna Durham, Greater Mount Nebo; Deborah Harris, Rivers of Life; Kyla Haynes, Community of Hope; Jabari Holt, Ebenezer. Sean Annette Jackson, Reed Temple. Ruth Jackson, Union Bethel, Brandywine. Marcus Jean, Kingdom Fellowship. Devin Martin, Bethel, Cambridge. A. Michelle Matthews, Preston Circuit. Sonia Maldonado, Allen Chapel. Evan Blair Taylor, Metropolitan. Kelly Waters, Preston Circuit.
All right. All right. You all coming toward the last mile of the way. The highest ordination we have in the AME Church is an itinerant elder. The bishop is an itinerant elder. Your presiding elder, itinerant elder. Your pastor, an itinerant elder. You get your itinerant elder's ordination, you have the same ordination as the rest of us. Again, I'm going to say what I said to those coming to get their first ordination. With every blessing comes responsibility. I hope you will be responsible with the gift that's being entrusted to you. It is a marvelous, marvelous gift. And I'm fascinated with the way the Lord has led me. Sometimes now I just laugh about it. I didn't want to be a preacher. Wasn't that bad. No, but I didn't. I didn't want to be a preacher. And to be honest with you, and some of you have heard me say it before, I didn't like preachers. When I was growing up in Dover, Delaware, Roger Reed, yeah, Roger, he knew my pastor, Reverend Rudolph Coleman. Let me tell you what they would do. Across the street, my grandmother lived on Queen Street. Across the street from us was Calvary Baptist Church. They had a minister named Milton Gaiman. On the corner was my church, Mount Zion. Reverend Gaiman and Reverend Coleman and their families came to our house to eat at least 2 Sundays every month. And I wasn't happy. They would sit down at our table. They would eat up our food. They would be laughing and joking. And back in that day, the kids couldn't eat until the adults got finished. We'd be starving. And they sitting there taking their time, eating and drinking, lemonade and ice, and we'd be hungry. And the bad thing is, and now watch this, most of the pastors in here are going to agree with me right now. After I got ordained, they stopped feeding the preachers at the house. All the pastors in here where your members invite you all their house for dinner, raise your hand. Now you better go out to dinner on your own. I didn't like it. And the other thing they did, all the preachers I knew wore black suits, wore black shoes, drove black cars. Now, those who know me well watch me. Whenever I had a Board of Examiners report, I deliberately don't wear a black suit. That's why I laugh when I see y'all. Y'all all dressed up in this black. I'm gonna wear, it's gonna be a darker suit, but they ain't gonna be black. And this morning when I was getting dressed to come to church, I knew the board was coming before me today. And I started laughing. I looked in the closet. I picked out there. I wasn't going to wear the black suit. But the funny thing is, most Sundays I got on a black suit, black shoes, and I do have a black car. But now I'm so glad the Lord steered me away from what I wanted to be a lawyer. But now, lawyer compares to nothing the joy I have being in ministry. And I got in trouble one time. I was meeting with some people, and I was talking how bad lawyers were. And I had a grandmother. She never called them lawyers. She called them liars. And I went to this meeting, I was just wailing away on them. Afterwards, Presiding Elder said, you know, Bishop, I need to remind you, you are married to a lawyer. And I said, well, let me remind you, I'm your bishop, and you better not tell my wife what I said. But I wish you well. Praying for you. You ought to thank this Board of Examiners for how they've tried to prepare you. Now, some of you, how many of y'all are pastoring? How y'all like it? Ain't nothing like the black church, is it? Nothing like it. Ain't nothing like it nowhere. And you're going to find out. Bishop Hickman had a saying which I absolutely loved. Yes, Bishop, how you doing? He would say, the Lord is good, and most of the people are kind. Not all of them, but most of them. So the night before the ordination, I want you to pray real hard. And I hope that you will read often what Paul wrote to his son in the ministry, Timothy. Stir up the gift that is within you and make full proof of your ministry. You know, and Matthew Watling, Granger Browning, and them, they going to get me because I say this everywhere I go, and I keep saying I'm not going to say it no more, but I keep saying it. It's amazing how the Lord works. I still cannot believe that I pastored St. Matthew Church for 31 years. I still cannot believe it. And I'm not sure what the reception will be when you get your first appointment. But Bishop Hildebrand sent me to St. Matthew. Before the first Sunday, they had a flea market. I wanted to show them they had a pastor who was supportive. So I went to the flea market. There was a lady named Dorothy Cato. She met me. She was a senior citizen. And this is what she said to me. She said, Reverend, we are terribly disappointed. You're young enough to be our grandson. How are you going to lead us? I was 24 years old. And it would have been nice if she stopped there. But this is what she said, and it really hurt me. She had no idea, but it really hurt me. She said, and we asked the bishop to send us a scholarly preacher, and he sent us you. And I said to myself, no need for me to even unpack, because I ain't going to be here that long. And ended up staying 31 years. But it took me a while to realize the Lord spoke to me through Miss Cato. And the Lord said, for a couple of years, you need to be their grandson. And I went to their houses. I heard all their stories. I looked through all their photo albums. The only good thing was I got to eat their food. But after about 2.5 years, that's when I became their pastor. I didn't become the pastor when I got the appointment. I became the pastor when they had a chance to get to know me. And I had a chance to get to know them. You're not the pastor till the people have confidence in you and know you. And when they're ready to follow you, that's when you become their pastor. And people, now I know this is being recorded, but I've said this before, so I'll say it again. I really thoroughly enjoyed being a pastor. Bishop is fine, and I love it. But there's something special about being a pastor. You get to know the people. You see them grow. You see the changes which occur in their lives. You develop friends. People that say Matthew said I was nosy. I wasn't nosy, I was curious. And sometimes they would, I would say, I missed you in church last Sunday. Reverend, how you know I wasn't in church? Well, it's because y'all helped me. Y'all sit in the same seat every Sunday. So if that spot's empty, it means you wasn't in church. But give the people a chance to know you, and you get to know them. So I'm going to be praying real hard. I'm getting ready to retire. So I'm going to be praying for y'all. I'm going to show up at some of y'all's churches. I'm going to sit in the back. Send you a note. Don't bother me. I won't bother you. All right? But love your ministry. Love the people. I really pray that you will help us to grow the church. And y'all have got some wonderful role models in this church. Wonderful role models. And I've read through this report. All right? And I understand the recommendation is that one of you all will not be recommended for ordination, and that's with my approval. But let me tell you something. I've said to that person, I'm going to do my very best to help them be the best they can be and to do the best they can do. All right? And I'm going to be, the next 3 years, I'm going to be looking after y'all. Because I want to be able to say, I knew him. I knew her. So right now, Devin Martin tried to boss me around. He'll get over it. I'm honored to be able to say that we've had something to do with your life. And again, you ought to thank your instructors. You ought to make sure you thank your pastors and thank your congregations. They invest a lot to get you where you are. All right? What's the recommendation?
Bishop, the Washington Annual Conference Board of Examiners recommends the following candidates be elected and ordained itinerant elders in the African Methodist Episcopal Church: Christopher Bonner, Deborah Harris, Kayla Haynes, Jabari Holt, Sean Annette Jackson, Marcus Jean, Devon Martin, Evan Blair Taylor.
Bishop, we additionally recommend that the following candidates remain in the fourth-year class of studies pending completion of educational requirements. And may I add parenthetically, we want to celebrate those of you who have made sacrifice of time and resources to study. We thank God for your commitment. And conference, would you join me in applauding them and encouraging them in their work as they continue? Amen. Those persons are Donna Durham, A. Michelle Matthews, Sonia Maldonado, Kelly Waters. And additionally, we recommend that Ruth Jackson remain in the fourth-year class of studies.
All right. Is there a second? All right, you've heard the motion. Are you ready for the question? All in favor will say aye. Aye. Ayes have it, motion is carried. Now let me say to Donna Durham, Michelle Matthews, Sonia Maldonado, Kelly Waters, and Ruth Jackson, let me say to y'all, before I leave this district, or before I retire, I'm going to ordain y'all. All right? I'm going to see to it. And I want your congregations and all to be encouraging of you. All right? And I want y'all to encourage each other. And there ought to be a bond between you, because y'all been through something together. All right? All right. God bless you, my brother. Look forward to ordaining you. God bless you, my sister. God bless you, my sister. God bless you, my sister. God bless you, my brother. God bless you, my sister. God bless you, and your day will come. All right? God bless you, my brother. Well, well, well. God bless you, my brother. And your day will come. Okay. God bless you. Yours is coming. All right. And y'all just separated now. God bless you. All right, next.
Bishop, the Washington Annual Conference Board of Examiners presents the following candidates of the first-year class of studies for local orders: Yvetta Foote, Ebenezer Galesville; Phyllis A. Gadet, Reed Temple; Jasmine Williams, First AME Alexandria.
All right, you all are continuing your study for preparation for local ministry for your local church. All right, I want you to carry on your local church. Local ministry is an awesome opportunity, and it's my prayer that you will serve your local church as well. All right? Unless there's some objection, by common consent, we will approve the recommendation that you go on to your next year class. All right? God bless you, my sister. All right? God bless you, my friend. God bless you, my sister. All right, next.
The Washington Annual Conference Board of Examiners presents the following candidates of the second-year class of studies for local orders: Carmen Cecilia Ford, Reed Temple; Ralph Miller, Ebenezer; Rosalind Theresa Selman, Mount Pisgah; Yumika Patrice Thompson, Allen Chapel.
All right. How are you all doing? How's things in the local church? All right. Your pastor's helping you all? All right. The recommendation is that you all would, in fact, go to the, you ought to be ordained? Great day. Y'all have letters from the local church requesting their ordination? All right. Very good. And so you all would Reed Temple? Yes. All right. You're at Ebenezer? Yes, sir. You're at Mount Pisgah? All right. And you're at Allen Chapel? All right. I hope the congregations will be blessed by the service that you bring. All right. Is there a motion?
Bishop, we move that these persons be elected and ordained local deacons.
Second.
All right, you've heard the motion. Are you ready for the question? All in favor will say aye. Ayes have it, motion carried. I look forward to ordaining you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless. God bless you now.
Bishop, this ends our report. May I take the privilege of thanking God for the entire Board of Examiners of the Washington Conference and the College of Instructors. Would you give them a hand? I want to thank God for the leaders of our various classes. We especially want to thank God for our leadership team, our registrar, Reverend Roz, who is extraordinary. Thank you, Reverend Roz. Our secretary, the Reverend Dr. Charlotte Michelle Langston, we thank God for her. And to the greatest dean in all of deandom, the Reverend Dr. Marlene Mitchell, for her extraordinary leadership. We're thankful. As I've said, what you see here is what my uncle would say, that Marlene Mitchell is a workhorse. I'm a show horse. She does the work and she makes it happen, and I'm very thankful for her. Thankful for each and every one of you, my colleagues.
Bishop, on behalf of the members of the board, we would like to take this opportunity to salute our chairman for his outstanding leadership during this conference year. Bishop, the Reverend William Lamar has led the board with a spirit of excellence through the pandemic, through virtual, through adjusting, and he's done a superb job, and we are honored to have him as our chairman, and we salute him and his work, and along with his entire team, Madam Dean, the registrar, and Sister C. Michelle Langston, the secretary.
All right. Let me thank the chairman and the Board of Examiners for your work over the last year. And being a member of the Board of Examiners is a duteous task. And you really make an impact in the lives of those who are coming forth in ministry. At the planning meeting, I'm going to be meeting with the Board of Examiners from all of the conferences, because, brothers and sisters, we really have to do a major job in preparing folk for ministry and the time in which this is a difficult time to be in ministry. And I tell anybody, if you ain't got nothing to preach about now, you just need to stop. You get a lot of stuff to preach about now. The Orange Man gives you something every week. All right? So let us do that. But again, thank you. I appreciate it very much for the job. Now, before you go, is the Reverend Shalita Farmby here? All right. I want the Ministerial Efficiency Committee to meet with Reverend Dr. Farmby. Brothers and sisters, we cannot afford to lose good folk. And I think Reverend Dr. Farmby has terrific ministry ahead of her. And I'm going to do all I can to help all of our folk be the best they can. And so I'm asking the Ministerial Efficiency Committee to meet with Reverend Farmby, bring back a recommendation tomorrow morning, so she can then go to the Board of Examiners, and then they'll bring me a recommendation tomorrow morning, and we'll go from there. All right? That's what you call rapid production. All right? Thank you so much. All right, now, my sisters, my brothers, we have now, brothers and sisters, all of those in this conference who are requesting superannuation, will you please stand? All of those who are recommending superannuation, will you please stand? All right. Now, what I'm going to do is tomorrow morning, both of the districts will make their reports. At the end of each district's presentation, those who are requesting superannuation, I will ask you to come and request a conference to grant your request. You have some wonderful ministers in this conference who are superannuating this year. They have served extremely well. And so tomorrow morning, after the the Capital District, those requesting superannuation will do that. Then after the Potomac District, we will do that. All right? That will be tomorrow morning. Thank you so much. Our brothers and sisters, tonight at 7 o'clock is lay night. And I want all of us here to support our laity. I want all of us here to support our laity. Now let me say this, because last night, a whole bunch of people tried to get me to come down front. I sat in the middle last night during the WMS service. I know what I'm doing. So tonight, wherever I sit, I know where I'm sitting, all right? But I'll be here, all right? And I'm sitting in the back because I want to see who's here and not here, all right? So tonight at 7 o'clock, we're going to come and support our laity, all right? At this time, we're going to adjourn. And again, let me say I'm delighted. I think our president's going to be with us tomorrow night because her bishop is coming. I'll take that back. Her other bishop is coming. All right? All right? So we stand adjourned until 7 o'clock p.m. tonight.